Hey fam, your girl is back with another encouraging video. This is, I guess we could say it's part two. I have been going through some things, kinda, sorta, not really, a little bit. And I was like, you know what, let me make a video just in case this may help somebody else if they going through or whatever and you don't know how to mentally get yourself out of a negative space. Sometimes people go through depression and just go through different emotional roller coasters, especially us as females with hormones and all that other stuff. So for me, coming out of what I've recently been going through, I confided in a close friend of mine, and it made me think of something that I said in my first encouragement video. And I said, being vulnerable is okay. I had to be vulnerable enough to go to someone else so they could see my flaws. I can tell them what I thought are my flaws in order for me to get some advice. You know what I'm saying? And in doing that, I am taking the risk of being judged. I am taking the risk of somebody speaking down on me. I'm taking the risk of somebody spreading my business. But that's the part of being vulnerable that will show you your strength, okay? So these are some notes. So if you see me looking down and stuff like that, I literally went in and I took some notes. And I asked myself, what is the first thing that everybody wants? Just think about it. What is the one thing that everybody wants? Everybody wants to what? Be loved. They want to be what? They want to be cared about. They want to know that somebody's thinking about them. And they want to be connected with somebody. You know what I'm saying? So if you're saying, oh, well, I don't need anybody, I'm cool by myself, are you being honest with yourself? Everybody wants, and it's at different levels. Some people want to be popular. Some people want to be, you know what I'm saying, be seen a certain way by everybody. But ultimately, people want to feel connected. They don't want to be alone, okay? So what is being vulnerable? I actually looked it up. I actually came up with two definitions. Being vulnerable is susceptible to physical and emotional attack or harm. You're putting yourself out there to be emotionally attacked or harmed. That's the first definition. The second definition is in need of special care, support, or protection. And it put in parentheses of a partnership. Wow. So that was deep. I wasn't expecting to find that second one, but at the same time, it makes sense. So we're going to go into the pros and cons of being vulnerable. What's the cons of being vulnerable? Like before, I said you could be hurt. You could be judged. I think the biggest one for a lot of people is being hurt. What are the pros of being vulnerable? Finding your strength, finding your peace, being open-minded. When you, and I'm going to go in depth on each of these, but these are some of the things you think about when you think of the word vulnerable. How can being vulnerable help you in your life as an individual? How can it help you grow? How can it help you become that person that you really want to be? Because everybody is constantly growing and figuring out who they are and different things like that. So anyways, let's start off with finding your strength. How do you find your strength? It says, I putting your shortcomings on the line to be loved. So that means in order to be vulnerable, you are showing someone else what you consider your shortcomings. And in return, you're going to feel that love. You're going to feel that connection. Now, I'm not saying doing it right away, but let's say, example, let's say you're in the field of want to be in a relationship, y'all. How can you actually find that significant other? You somehow, within a time frame, have to put yourself out there. Have to put your emotions out there. Have to put your feelings out there. So that person can learn who you are and you can learn who that person is. And in return, you will feel loved if it's the right person for you. Now, I'm not talking about you just meet somebody and in that first month you telling them all your business. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is over time, you two will begin to express, even in a friendship, female to female, you know what I'm saying, male to female, or even in family relationships. This is how you do it. Being vulnerable. Start to talk. Even in the beginning, if it's just like commercial, I'll call it commercial relationships. You start off with basic things that no one, that person can't hold against you. You can't hold it against that person. But over time, as you find this person is interesting and they actually seem cool to you, you're going to start opening up. That's what's supposed to happen. If you are not doing this, then that means you have brought yourself to the position where you feel like you need to shield yourself. And in shielding yourself, you feel like you're protecting yourself. But are you protecting yourself? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm taking my son to school. Say hi, Brittany. And Faven is back there. So I'm actually at the school filming. I got my incense going, y'all. I had my sunroof open and I let it rain in my car. This is just a side note, jokey time. I let it rain in my car. My car smell like goat booty. Okay, so sorry, y'all. But back on point. I just want y'all to know that, there's so many strengths. You find who you are in being vulnerable. You really do. Sorry, y'all. I had to say some things to children. You know how it is when you got kids. But anyways, so what's another thing in finding your strength? Where I left off, it says, putting your shortcomings on the line to be loved. How do you know if you never try? People build up a wall. And what happens is, once you start practicing on something, that's who you become. And you could say, oh, I'm not that person. People need to get to know me. But you have made it so difficult for people to get to know you because you have built up this wall. And you have to ask yourself that if you meet somebody and somebody got a wall up so deep you can't penetrate it, you don't know what make them happy, you don't know what make them sad, because they have gotten to the point where they done became a professional at what they have done, a professional, baby, where they are hiding their feelings. And it's gotten, would you want to go through the ups and downs just to get to know that person? Would you want to go and they keep sending you through these tests, they not opening up to you, you opening up to them? Yeah, that's, that's your business to tell them your business. But who wants to go through that? To keep prying. That's why you must work on yourself. Once you work on yourself, guess what? You're going to be able to start recognizing things in other people. And then you can begin to help people. Going back to my first video, as a testimony, you can begin to help people once you start working on yourself and working on these areas. Okay. What else with vulnerability? You're able to bounce back from things. You're able to forgive faster, and you're actually being able to smile after you forgive. This is from my own personal experience. If I wasn't a person of vulnerability, I would not be able to be connected to my emotions and know that it's okay to express my emotions. I'm okay with putting myself on the line. Yes, sometimes I'm fearful of it. I pray about it and I say, you know what? This is who I am. And at least I can walk away from a situation, know that I put my all in it. And it made me stronger. Like, dang, you really told that person how you felt. You really did that. Even though you felt like, yeah, you may have looked stupid. You see it in movies all the time after the guy messed up and he goes back running down the street trying to chase the woman because he feels like he can't give up and he's not going to let it end that way. That's true. That's what people need. You have to build that strength in yourself. You have to build that confidence in yourself, because in the end, you're only hurting yourself and you're hiding your truth from yourself. Even though you may put this facade on for other people, you know what you think and how you feel at night when you go to bed. Okay, and the sad thing is, and elaborating on that, you can end up being alone because you're not able to express and really show who you are. That's what people love about YouTube, and I'm being honest. People like watching people that's real. A lot of people who give views, they like people who real. Once you start seeing that they phony and things ain't right, guess what? You stop watching that channel. I guarantee. Or you'll start peeping it and you just watch it because it's entertaining. Even though you know 9 times out of 10 it's not real. Okay, what else can you do? Connecting. Excuse me, I can barely see because of this light, y'all. I'm just being honest. Connecting to one another. Moving on. Being open-minded. How can you love someone without judging or vice versa? Which means being judged. Being vulnerable will allow you to start to be open-minded and start to love people and yourself for who you are, accepting who they are. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't like to be judged. That's why they do not open up to other people, because they feel that 9 times out of 10, this person going to think this or they going to think that. But how do you know that person not going to think that? Because somebody had to make a step first and start telling their business, being vulnerable. I attract a lot of people. Why? Because I'm not afraid to be me. I have accepted that this is who I am. And in the beginning, my husband couldn't stand it, y'all. He couldn't, but he realized this was part of my calling. And if you're the type of person, oh my God, this girl just said this, that, and the third, and her brother was transgender, and oh my gosh, she got raped and all that, that shows something about you. That don't show nothing. That don't say nothing about me. That's something you have to deal with, because I don't have a problem. I have grown from that. I have moved from that. You see what I'm saying? So, and moving on, it says, it all starts with you and your mind, and your life is what you make it. I said, and you can lie to yourself and say, okay, I'm not hurt. I don't, you allow your experiences to hold you back. I'm done with that paper, y'all. You can allow your experiences to hold you back, and you don't want to be vulnerable anymore. But are you happy? Are you happy? You have to ask yourself that. Once you put God first, that's right, Faven. Faven is co-signing, y'all. Once you put God first, he's going to be able to help you with all these things. And I say this going into my Vlogmas turning up December 1st. Hey, had to add that in there. You're going to be around a lot of people. You're going to be invited to a lot of parties. This is the opportunity for you to meet people. This is the opportunity. Shoot, you can have your husband, your boo, your boyfriend, your next best friend. All that can be in the air. You have family that you're going to be around. And I want y'all to start thinking of these things. Start allowing your heart to love. This is the season. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to feel like they are not being judged. Everybody wants to feel accepted. Nobody wants to be alone. So I want y'all to take some of the things that I've said, elaborate on it, think about it. I do meditate. I clear my mind. Well, I try to clear my mind, y'all. And I try to grow further than what I am mentally. I try to build my strength mentally. And I think everybody should strive to do that. So, anyways, I love you guys. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Don't be afraid to put God first. Don't be afraid to love yourself enough to move on, to grow, not to hold grudges, to be true to what's in your heart. If you're a loving person, a caring person, allow that to show, because the things that you practice are the things you become. I love you guys so much. Stay blessed, and Vlogmas is on the way. Deuces.